Okay, folks, welcome to Metal Vani and Metal Nation Radio. With us today, we have legendary, the queen of all publicists, Maria Ferrero. How are you doing, Maria?
I don't even know what to say to that introduction. I'm just me. I'm really good today. How are you? And how are all your listeners today? I hope everybody's doing great.
I am doing good. Always an honor having a legend with us today. So before we talk about your journey, I would, definitely prefer that. When was that moment in your career where you felt, or let's say in your early days, where you felt that you are meant to be a publicist?
Yeah, I totally remember. Anthrax had kicked out Neil Turbin, their singer, and I was just a metal fan, a metal kid, and I worked at Megaforce, but I say that loosely because I was a kid, and John and Marsha, the owners of Megaforce, were very young, and it was very unofficial that it was a record company. It was like, something cool and seemed like a hobby, and everybody was just hanging out, having fun. But we also managed Anthrax, and they got rid of their singer, and they had a new singer, Joey Belladonna, that they wanted to introduce to the world. And I was a fan, so I would sit around reading magazines like Kerrang and Metal Forces and Rock Hard Germany and, all those magazines, Metal Hammer. And Johnny said, type a letter to all of these magazines telling them that Anthrax has a new singer and see if we could set up interviews. Scott, Joey, and I will fly to Europe and do interviews. So I said, okay. And I had no idea what I was doing, but I typed everyone a letter saying, we have a new singer, and do you want to interview them together on this little press tour that Johnny wanted to put together? And they all said yes, and I scheduled interviews, and Johnny, Scott, and Joey flew to Europe, and apparently it was a success. Johnny came home and he said, Maria, that was great. You are now dubbed the Publicist. I didn't even know what it meant. I was maybe 16 at the time and didn't even graduate high school, or maybe just about to graduate. So it was a big deal, but I realized, I'm a fan. Music and these magazines mean everything to me.
Right.
And I just helped on the other end put it together. And it really was interesting for me, and it's something that I still pride myself in caring about, that fan that reads the magazine. So I want to do a good job, and I want our bands to get coverage so they could spread the word on what they do, which helps their career and helps their families grow and such. So that's pretty much what it's all about.
Wow, well, that's amazing. So that's something which sparked the inception of your journey, into this world.
Yeah,
Oh,
being a fan and caring.
Yeah, that's true. You spoke about the magazines. Now, talking about the digital world where we are living in right now, it's something where the new media types like podcasting and the stuff have come up. So for you, you've seen it all happening, the various types which have changed over the period of last, 2.5 decades. What do you think is the future of journalism and journalists alike?
Yeah, I think it's going to stay the same in that people are still going to want to write because they're interested in music and they want to be a part of it, and they're going to continue to do it. And there's going to be some great outlets, whether it's websites or print magazines, local, regional, daily papers, or whatever. There's all kinds of people that write, and I think it's going to stay the same as long as people are still interested. They're going to still continue to spread the word on things that they're interested in or that people are interested in.
Right. That's absolutely true. Now, talking about your day-to-day activities, so let's say practices you follow in your job, and how does Maria plan her work for, let's say today, for instance?
Well, I have an amazing team here. It's definitely not Maria Ferrero, the legend, sitting on some golden throne. That does not exist.
Right.
What exists is I work here. I have a great company. I have Arielle, Natalie, and Katy, and the four of us together, we devise plans and strategize what possibly is the best thing for the artist, whether it's, how to service the music or how to get a press release out the right way, what it should say, what it shouldn't say. We all just work hard together, and again, it's a team of people that care.
Absolutely. The thing I like about Adrenaline is that all of you are approachable. It's not like you handle something or Natalie handle something. It's something which I can get in touch with anyone, and things are done. That's something which is, and it's more transparent, and there are certain rules and regulations which you guys take care of, and it's more professional. At the same time, I feel connected when I mail, and it's the same from your side as well.
Thank you. That's nice. I'll be honest. I think fans feel that way too. I get emails probably half a dozen or more a week, just fans reaching out, trying to get in touch with Hank 3, or wanting Lamb of God to sing Happy Birthday at the Dublin show, or like all kinds of stuff. People come, and I don't just toss it in the trash. I pass it on to the proper people who can try to make it happen. Whether they do or not, well, I can't control that. But again, I'm not just going to toss it to the curb. I'm going to honor someone's request, even if sometimes it frustrates me, it interrupts me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Now the competition, criticism, and risk all are, the part of the world today. So what are some of the adrenaline strategies which you guys all plan together, and something which drives you from day to day? And
we just try to take it to the next level, like what's been done before versus what hasn't been done before. Because that's where, that's where I was thinking about Metallica. Look at that band that came from nothing to this. Lamb of God, same thing. Underground. What took them to the next level? Well, Constant, first of all, great band. Great live show. They have all that. But then to be able to push them constantly, eventually people are going to listen. So, tenacity pays off in helping, raise awareness or taking things into the mainstream, and just not giving up, believing in what you're doing, and just keep going. And the strategies are endless. I don't know, anything's possible. So we sit here and come up with, dreams, and then actually make it happen.
Oh, wonderful. So implementation of dreams happen in the Adrenaline office.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Now, there have always been scenarios where, let's say, there are some blocks which you guys might have faced. Let's say the roadblocks, which might be internal or external, in the path between you and your passion. So, what have been some of the biggest roadblocks you faced?
Just lack of communication and people not understanding each other.
Right.
It's really, that to me is the biggest fucking thing in our way.
Yeah, true. I totally agree with that. Have you ever faced, the more fanaticism or any other form of revolt in the field which you are? I mean, if so, what are some of your countermeasures?
Seeing nothing, taking a little band that has nothing going on and watching it take off, and helping it, and giving it a hand up and a leg up, and getting Guitar World to put bands on the cover, or feature smaller unknown bands that normally they wouldn't look at. Revolver, same thing. Just really, that's it. That's the most rewarding thing, being able to accomplish something. We want the biggest and the best, but we're not in a perfect world.
Right.
Not like we're going to settle on what we can get. We're always goal-oriented and trying to push for something better and different. But just keep going.
Absolutely.
Longevity.